I've no doubt there'll be some tough tasks, and I'm pretty sure Steve himself has got a few tricks up his sleeve. A couple of boys at about 6'7" are good tricks to pull out of your pocket, particularly the quality they are. I think they're super players, you know. So that's going to be a huge challenge for us.
Just Steve Hansen also said that they were the underdogs. This is the first time I've heard back-to-back World Champions who just come off an 18-game winning run referred to as underdogs. Do you see it that way?
You'd love to think that way, wouldn't you? But you know, I wouldn't suggest that he become a bookmaker. I think we're at about 6-1. Not that we're allowed to indulge in that, but you know, it's probably better than the 12 or 13-1 we were in Chicago. So maybe comparatively we're a little bit better off. But you certainly wouldn't put us as favourites. And you know, I agree with your summation. Really, a team that have won 18 in a row against some of the best teams in the world and done it by some margin. I think everyone is due a hiccup, and you know, I felt we deserved to get our nose in front when we did. The players really rolled their sleeves up and hung in and managed to kind of protect the lead that we had. But at the same time, I don't think they're going to afford us any head starts this weekend.
Johnny, in Chicago it was very much a question of taking the game to the All Blacks and really front foot ball and attacking, almost all out attacking. That's going to be the tactic again Saturday?
Again, the conditions depending. Look, if you sit back against them, like we did at times, they punish you. So, you know, it's easier said than done. But we have to try and keep attacking when we can, with and without the ball. And yeah, that'll be part of the plan this week. If you know, how we attack them will depend on the conditions really.
Johnny, clearly you go into every game believing you can beat the opposition, but is there a difference when you actually know you can beat them because you've done it?
Yeah, it is a little bit of a monkey off the back by getting that first victory against them. You know, we're very much, I know we always say it, a performance-driven team. You know, even though we got the win, the review was still pretty harsh. You know, we feel we can be better, which is a good thing. We know they will be a lot better. So we'll just go out, try and, you know, implement our game plan again, put in the best performance we can, and we'll see where that gets us against the All Blacks, who will definitely turn up again on the day.
So was there mind games from Steve Hansen with say that they're underdogs?
Me?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I know Steve pretty well. I think he's kind of based on a recent result. He's put his summation on that. Look, I don't think he believes that we'll pay too much heed to that because we know the quality they are, and you know, and part of that quality is their coaching team. I'd be a big admirer of some of the people who are involved there. I learnt a lot of some of the people who are involved there. So you know, I think that they are still in a really strong position. But I'd agree with Johnny that we just want to try to focus on our own performance, try to use Chicago as a reference point to try to progress further. I certainly don't believe that there was any disrespect from the All Blacks or arrogance from the All Blacks. I think that's one ex-player shooting from the hip and completely unaware of the feeling within the camp. We feel that they were very tough to beat last time, and they're going to be tougher to beat this time. So, you know, I think from us, we've got huge respect for them, and you know, how could you not have the respect for them? Last two World Cups that they've won, some of the margins they've put on incredibly good teams. You know, teams that beat us recently, like South Africa. You know, to put 50 points on South Africa in South Africa, you can't do that unless you're a super team.
Johnny, Irish teams you played on in the past have struggled to back up really great performances. Is that gone? Are those days past now, do you think? Have you set a base level from Chicago that you are going to?
We've shown at times that we have got over that. You know, last November we beat South Africa and Australia back to back, and we've had other victories back to back. But yeah, there is still an element we've spoken about a little bit about needing to back it up. But really, again, that's performance driven in that regard. Turning up on the day, making sure emotionally, physically that we were ready to go in the same frame of mind as we were last time, and then the result will come after that. But that's all we can influence at the moment, and it's what we talk about.
And have you got the depth, like Joe's spoken before about having to be 3 deep in every position for Ireland to get to the up there, which is even one of the best teams in the world. Do you feel like that's happening in the squad? You've got depth in every position across the 3, 4 players.
I think it definitely happened through the Six Nations and through the summer tour with the amount of injuries that we had to sort of senior players, especially in the Six Nations, and then a little bit again in South Africa, that we built a good bit of depth. And there was, I would say, some tough decisions this week for the coaching staff. Guys really stood up against Canada for large parts of the game, and yeah, it's great that we're starting to build that, and we're going to need it for the next World Cup, and for before that even for Six Nations, where we want to achieve things still.
Okay, we'll go around here and then back to the rim, please.
Is this the ultimate test then, trying to back up the Chicago again this weekend?
I think it absolutely is. I don't think you can get a tougher test, because, you know, I think that they are unhappy, obviously. When you win 18 in a row and you get into that habit, you're not happy to lose that. And I know that, you know, they were quite outspoken about being driven to continue that through to the end of the calendar year, and that hasn't happened for them, so they want to get straight back on track. And with the talent they have, it's going to be incredibly tough to stop them doing that. But we've tried to kind of internalise a couple of lessons that we learnt in Chicago, and we've stayed pretty much focused on ourselves and what we can try to manage, obviously with an awareness of the quality of some of the players they're bringing in that didn't play us last time, obviously the second rows, but also you know, Israel Dag, Anton Leonard-Brown, those guys are new to the group after Chicago.
Johnny, when they got those 3 second half tries, close to the stand, we're having flashbacks to 2013. What was different about Ireland this time around?
We just got back to the plan, and you know, there was some good plays by the lads that got us back down there, and then we took our chances. You know, obviously Robbie with that great finish off the set play. You know, that's really it. You know, we just stayed. When we sat back, it was when we got ourselves into trouble, and then when the guys took the front foot again, we got back down into their territory and were really clinical. So I would say that. And you saw, you know, at times our defence was obviously a lot better, and at other times when we made those system errors, we got punished.
Okay, sorry, guys, we're going to finish at the back there, thanks.
You guys talk a lot about intent this week, but matching intent with the execution. I suppose the way a lot of people always think the Irish team comes out passionately but doesn't last the whole way. We seem to have found a balance there. What was the key to finding a balance between sort of passion and intent and being clinical?
I think it's just, as Johnny said, it's performance based, it's process driven, that you try to be accurate, no matter what time of the match it is, and you don't get too far ahead of yourself. So for us, we have a number of things that we want to achieve this weekend, and we hope that if we can achieve those things, then the result looks after itself. Now, unfortunately, when you play a team like the All Blacks, that still may not be enough, but again, for us, it's about building and trying to make sure that we achieve in a few different areas. I mean, one of the places that we're going to have to be super this weekend, I think, is the set piece. It's a place where the All Blacks have put a lot of pressure on. You know, you go back right to the start of the championship, Australia have an attacking line out on the 22. The All Blacks grab it, Aaron Smith puts it out on the halfway, so the Australians have a line out on the halfway, the All Blacks grab it, they go away and score a try. Now, there's a lot that has to happen before they score that try, but it's those access points that you've got to make sure you try to look after. It's the same with the scrum pressure they can sometimes put on, and we know about their counter-attack. They tend to squeeze teams really well, sort of suffocate them. You know, you saw them kick a heck of a lot against Italy, and then Italy slowly but surely forced and pressured into errors, and the All Blacks benefit from them because they don't need too many invitations. They are normally really clinical, and probably looking back at Chicago, there's a couple of times where they drop balls, and Test matches are so finely balanced that you know, there was one down the left wing at one stage at 33-29, where if the pass had been held perhaps the whole result would have been different. So, you know, they're the fine margins that we can't necessarily control. We can only try to probably limit their access points and maximise ours.
Okay, guys, thanks for that. We're just going to finish up there because we've got a full day to go. Okay, so if TV...
Long before anyone can remember, there was a small island on the edge of the world, the last stop before the new world. And its people traveled the world, taking their place in the memory of the world. And the years passed and the world changed, and that island on the edge of the world found itself in the center of the world, connecting the world, making the world smaller by thinking big, dreaming dreams the world could share, sharing with the world our own very special part of the world. And what have we discovered on this little island in the middle of the world? We've discovered the world likes the way we do things, and there's nothing in this world we can't achieve. Imagine a tournament, the envy of the world, a festival of rugby. More than participation, celebration, a world of memories for the world to share. We're ready to create something unforgettable. Ireland, ready for the world.